Hi everyone, delonewolf here, and welcome back to some EVE Online. Welcome to Co-Industries. So this is the boss we've set up, and in today's video I want to talk a little bit about invention. Now, I've done some invention before going in the wormhole. Unfortunately, I never really did anything with that. So I never even made any money out of the invention that I've done so far. So it's obviously done in these labs, and I actually was very lucky in the first few runs already. I made a few more Ishtar blueprints, so that's pretty cool. But what to do now? And that's what I'm going to check out in this video. And I'm also going to maybe give some ideas about how I see this and the problems that I actually see with the system. So let's first of all go to the research lab, or maybe I should show you guys all of the nice industry and research that's actually happening at the moment here in Co-Industries. Look at that, quite a bit of research, both material and time efficiency. Then some invention happening on some more Vexor blueprints, and we've got quite a bit of these target spectrum breakers that are being produced. So I'm just getting rid of some of those BPCs, and I'm trying to just keep the invention jobs running here. My brother's also doing some of it, so this should be pretty good, and all of that at 9 fuel per hour, so pretty efficient. But actually it's not gonna be this way, but I should maybe be able to check out a single job here, like this one. So this is one of my invention jobs, and can I even see the cost anymore? No, I can't. Alright, that's quite annoying, because what I was hoping for was to be able to get an idea of the actual cost that I had to put into trying to get from a blueprint copy from a Vexor into an Ishtar blueprint copy. So, but that's okay. We will go back to the post where I've made to the station where I've made a few, and then we'll see about making money with this, because the biggest problem that I have with something like the Ishtar blueprint copy is that it's actually a lot of extra stuff, a lot of extra steps that I need to do in order to actually make the Ishtar, and I feel that I'm never going to beat out the guys that are doing this on a large scale, that are at the source for the moon materials, and so I don't think that I'll actually be competitive producing Tech 2 ships. I really think that that's pretty much a waste of time for a small player like myself, so I'm actually planning to not do that, but to just try and sell the blueprint copy as a means to make money. So let's check that out. I've got a few of them right here. Look at that, all of these Ishtar blueprints. I'm going to put them in the item hanger, and maybe I should also see if I can maybe find a Vexor blueprint copy. Oh, I actually did all of them. Okay, interesting. Can I simulate invention? No, I can't simulate invention. That's unfortunate. Can I simulate invention with this and see what kind of input costs I have? That is almost 1 million just for data cores, and it's quite similar, I think. Plus add a decryptor here, and you're probably looking at close to 1 million inputs to do one invention job. So that's actually quite a lot. Pretty interesting. And if I want to produce these Ishtars, what kind of simulated cost is that? Look at that, 170 million input costs. That includes Vexor, and then a lot of stuff that I really have no idea what the entire market is behind that. Those oscillator, capacitor units, pulse shield emitters, photon microprocessors, all of that stuff. I have no idea, never produced any of that. I don't really know where all of that comes from. And so for that reason, I do feel I won't be competitive. You also need RAM, apparently, for that. So I'm not going to do that production. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to try and sell that. And so the inputs was 170 million for an 170 million Ishtar estimated price. So on the market here, from what I can see, I'm not going to be competitive, and it's just going to be a waste of time for me to actually try and produce those Tech 2 blueprints. So we're not going to do that. Instead, what I would like to do is to try and sell them. Now, unfortunately here, I feel that EVE Online doesn't have a good system, because that means I have to go through the contract system, which I don't like. So let's try to press, first of all, find in contracts, and here we've got a few. And I think you can immediately tell one of the problems that I have with this. Look at that, 55 million, then 15 million, here 40, 29 and a half. And this is ripe for scams, of course. So this is actually an 8 run, not bad, with material 4 and time efficiency 4 as well. That costs 55 million. I don't have anything close to that. This 4 runs 3-2, costing 15 million. I think I made one of those, so that could be an interesting reference point. But yeah, I find this system very clunky. I don't trust it either. We all know the scams that can happen in contracts with Plexus, with that what was it called, a Raven Navy issue, where they actually just put a normal Raven in, and then the name was Raven Navy issue, so they could really scam you with that. The contracts is a pretty risky system. That you always have to double check everything in there. I feel it's clunky, it takes too long, and it's not trustworthy. I don't feel ideas in it, and this is why I've never taken that step of trying to sell these blueprint copies or anything like that. So most of these are in JITA, which is of course pretty normal. A couple of them in Dodixie. Look at that here, a 10 million one, which is a 1 run, 2 efficiency, 4 time efficiency. So just a 1 run, and they're trying to sell that for 10 million. I feel that's never gonna happen. But let's press price descending, and really that is the lowest you can go, a 1 run for 9 million. Yeah, that's quite a lot. I feel I can do that. Here is actually a 4 run for 9 million. So, and this is again a 1 run for 9 million. So I think that this is again a scam. People will be mostly looking, I think, for a 4 run. This is a 3 run. Look at how many different options there are, and they all start at 10 million. I feel this is really weird, but overall I'm getting the feeling these are all 3 runs and they're going for 13 million. This one is a 4 run that's going for 15 million. So if you're counting, let me see, just 3.5 million or something like that per run seems to be something that I'm finding on average in these contracts. So if I actually lower my price to 3 million per run, I may be able to easily sell those off, and maybe I should like set myself at a limit. So this is a 1 run. This is a 1 run as well. Maybe it's the final one then that's going to be. Yeah, this is a 4 run. So that is not bad, this one. 4 runs, 3-2. So that's on par with those that they are trying to sell for 15 million. Or close to that, 14 million, something like that. So if I maybe try and sell one of these for 9.9, that could be good. And all of these are actually just 1 runs. Yeah, unfortunately. So let's see if this works and if I can get this to work. So I'll try and create a contract for this. And obviously it's gonna have to be a public one. Name, I don't think I need to press that in here. Next, I will receive, and then we'll go for a fair price comparatively to the other ones that are being sold for that, 12.5 million. And description optional, don't think I need that. And yeah, oh, that's actually a 0 missing, so like that, 12.5 million. And then I can press next. So this should be Yona Ishtar Blueprint 1 times, which is a 4 run for price 12.5 million. Finish. Okay, why not? Let's give it a try. So here's the contract, and then if I press now find these in contracts, will I actually find my own? Here 12.5 million, and it's for a 4 run copy, so maybe it's gonna happen. I don't know. I will obviously keep you guys up to date, but this is what I'm going to try. I think with my invention I'm going to try and sell these blueprint copies. Because I really feel that trying to make the Ishtars out of these blueprints is not going to be competitive at all. I really feel like I'm going to have to take a loss on those, considering all of the buying I still have to do, all of the logistics I still have to do, then bring that to the market, trying to sell them at a competitive price. I don't think I want to do that, so we'll just try and grab the inventions and try and make some direct money off of that. We'll see if it works or not. And I will keep you guys up to date as well. But I have to say, I don't like this system. I don't like how blueprint copies, there are tons and tons of them in all different sizes and shapes. Size and shape, what I mean by that, of course, material efficiency, number of copy runs on the copy, and then time efficiency. All of those are different parameters that can have different values. It's really not easy to know that you're doing the right thing. It's not as intuitive as the market, as normal goods. And so that's why I don't like it. And I guess what I would like to see then as a possible solution for this would be to try and solve this with the new structures with the laboratories. Since they are already talking about allowing people, and I will go back to research right here. Since they're already talking about allowing people to buy data cores from those new research-based structures, I hope that they can also incorporate the solutions for blueprint copies. For instance, if I make them and I can put them in a special container within the structure, people can then dock there and much more easily buy those blueprint copies from me without me needing to go through the contract system, which doesn't last that long. It's really clunky. It's hard to trust that system. And so if, for instance, it would be accessible by anyone, you know, I could set up my lab part here as accessible to anyone. They would then be able to go in a division, a special division or something like that of my laboratory. They would see all the blueprint copies that I have available for a price that I can set, or maybe just as a form of taxation or something like that, together with the data cores. Then they can just straight up buy them, grab them, and move off to produce them themselves. This way people can try and make a name for themselves at being really good suppliers of blueprint copies of high value, of great material efficiency, maybe depending on all of the bonuses they can add with the new rigs that should come with the structures and all of that stuff. And just make it a bit easier to trust what you're buying, to know what you're buying, how much you're buying it for, than to have to go through the blueprint copy system. Right now I'm trying to sell and I don't feel good about it. You know, I feel it's really quite unknown. Am I doing the right thing? And yeah, I feel that all of this should be quite a bit easier. Maybe as part of this, people could quickly check the job that was run in order to create the Tech2 blueprint copy, so they could also check, oh, it actually cost the person that much to make it, so it's actually a good price, or just make a taxation depending on that cost. A lot of options are there. I do feel that the blueprint copy and the contract system are two systems that are very difficult to wrap your head around, to make any efficient type of gameplay out of that. I feel it's just too clunky, but I'm going to try it, of course. You know, I've made all of those Ishtar blueprints already, and I'd like to see some return on all that effort, of course. So I'm also going to put up the other ones for contracts, and we'll see what comes of it. I'll keep you guys up to date. But that was really my thoughts when going over what should I do with those Ishtar blueprints now. What can I do with them? I feel I should try to sell them, but we really don't have the best system for that in EVE Online at the moment, and my hope would be that CCP can fix this a little bit with the new structures. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.